Hey, it's me, Aries 83, and I'm gonna do this video. I'm gonna see if I create a playlist called Cruz Customs. I've talked about customizing my figures in the past, especially with Halo, but this time, since I'm more of a Transformers fan now, I'm gonna go into what I do to customize my Transformers. Uh, Since I'm at home and I have all the time in the world, like James Bond, um, this video is specifically going to be about tightening your joints, and I'm going to introduce the glue concept. But I'm going to show off some customs that I've already done out of the Ripper Snappers. I love the Ripper Snappers. Whenever I find one, I pick them up. Um, Sadly, they Power the Primes Deluxes have been clearanced out at Target. So if you can find one, scan it, and maybe you'll be able to get it cheap. Walgreens right now, as of this date, they have their deluxes reduced from $17.99 to $14.99. It's a savings of $3 according to the little sticker, but it's better than paying full price. Any sale is better than paying full price. That's why I haven't bought a lot of Siege figures. The Siege figures I picked up because I was like, ooh, new stuff. But when I picked up Cog and Skytread, I was like, yeesh, $40. That's the price of a liter. I always think in terms of money. Like if you pick up, let's say, Ultra Magnus, you could also pick up a Triptychon if you're lucky from Ollie's or Burlington Coat Factory. So I'm always a money guy. That's why instead of buying third-party toys, which are usually really expensive, I would rather have multiples of cheap figures that I like. So I customized this Ripper Snapper with some gold marker. Let me turn off the light. It's being too harsh. I used some gold marker. I filled his eyes gold, and the prime marker I highlighted. I have a gold and silver marker that I usually use. These guys, the first time I found them was at Rite Aid. Now I can't find them anymore. There is a little local store around me called Health Max that carries these gold and silver paint markers, which are great on hard plastic like these guys, but on soft plastic like the bots. See this kind of soft plastic? So on guys like these, it doesn't hold that much. I bought one of those little movie Transformers that come in the blind bags. An Optimus Prime. I painted his bumper, but this every time I touch him, the paint's not dry. It always comes off my fingers. I used to use markers to color. Yeah, I thought that was going to be great, and I made a custom of General Hawk from Duke in Sigma 6, which I have a video up. And the marker would come off on my fingers. What I use now to paint, none of these guys are painted. Let me see. Yeah, there's mostly what I do is I highlight the guys with gold and silver. Because usually by default they already have silver or gold sometimes on them. So it kind of works for metal. If I wanted to paint something, I either buy these guys. I buy these from Chinatown, Canal Street in Manhattan. This is red. It's basically paint in a marker. That thing that you hear, that's the point, the tip, I think. And Walgreens carries these guys. These are they're water-based paint markers, which I used on one Ripper Snapper to color him like Wolverine. I want to customize one of my blots to look like a Beast from the X-Men. So let me see what. Here's a blot that I highlighted with gold. I golded up his claws. I haven't done anything to his lower torso, and I golded up his gun and his prime armor. And this is block. This is a blot that one of my original characters, but his name's not Blot, it's Blocked, because all he can say is blocked. Galvatron blocked his memory, and he doesn't. That's all he can say. He's kind of like Groot. So using my Sharpie, I mean not my Sharpie. Using my X-Acto knife, which you can buy at a hobby store. Let me turn this off. Like, kind of seems to not want to help with the focus. So I bought this. I think sometimes maybe no. Walgreens carry. Oh, not Walgreens. Walmart. They carry some X-Acto knives in their hobby section. So if you're old enough, you could pick one up. This I usually use to shave down parts when making models. I don't use them a lot for my Transformers customs, except in the case of Blocked. I used it to scar his Decepticon insignia, and with the silver marker I made a line. It kind of helps because the paint goes into the scratch that I make. And it also looks like battle damage too. Like I scratched this and he has scratches on his leg here. That's the house dog. Someone came home. Usually what I like to do on the extra guys that I buy is like this is an extra lionizer that I bought. So I'll panel line the figure, and then I'll use some paint. Like I put some silver marker here on this blade, and I also used some silver marker to make the cat head look better. Like now it looks like he has a mane instead of just being a flat cat face. Meow. I also used silver on his legs. Supposed to do that on his back legs too. But I'm 10 minutes into this video that's not supposed to be about all this stuff. But like I said, I got all the time in the world. And I already said like James Bond, right? Alright, so this is a special project that I'm doing for I guess everything's a special project. I wanted a Ripper Snapper that I could have in monster mode and not in robot. The thing is, like, I'll buy a ripper snapper and I'll try to customize them, but there's always the temptation to turn them into robot. Most of my ripper snappers are in monster mode, which I like. When my login screen on my computer is the official 3D render of ripper snapper from last year. I really like this guy. His design, his chest. I usually forget about his fin back here. I like that his monster mouth opens, which is something Blot doesn't have. And I like his claws. I like his back cannons. Basically, I like the design. Good job. I don't know who designed this guy, who redesigned him, but if I did know, thank you, man. Thanks. Or woman. Um, it's probably on the Takara side, or maybe on the Hasbro side. So what I did, I used the glue and I glued his legs shut. You can see, like, let me pop off his leg here. Maybe the light's not working. You can see some of the glue residue here. So I glued his legs shut and I glued his tail fin together so that it doesn't come apart. So basically from the bottom down he can't transform. I also put glue here on these shoulder things so that they're stuck to his back. He can still open here, but I was gonna take off his head to use for a custom later on, like on another figure that needs a head. But the space that was here, it looked ugly, so I'm leaving the head on. But I'm probably gonna glue his monster head in place, and I'm probably gonna glue this panel too. His prime armor, I'll give it to somebody else. So about the glue, you have to be careful. When I started customizing, uh, I tried crazy glue, and I'm not a like really scientifically knowledgeable. Maybe someone in the comments might be able to leave a note. But some glue will melt your plastic. When I got this at Walgreens, I can't find it anymore, but I'll tell you why in a minute. When I got this at Walgreens, it said, I'm sure it said that it was for toys. It says, this is multi-purpose adhesive SureFlex. It creates a flexible bond that never becomes brittle. I was looking at the instructions to see what the components are, and I read this warning down here. Let me see the light. I don't. Says, warning: this product contains chemicals known to the state of California to cause cancer and birth defects or other reproductive harm. I just read this like last week and I was like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll keep it out of reach. I always keep in my little bin of stuff that I got from Dollar Tree. It's like a little toolbox. That's where I keep my markers and stuff. But the chemicals that make a component, let me see. It says danger contains acetone, methyl ethyl ketone, and dibutylphthalate, extremely flammable. It says skin wash and soap. That's first aid. Flush with, if it gets into your eyes, flush with water for 15 minutes. Keep out of reach of children. Um, Stopping leaks, porous surface, non-porous surface. So this has been my glue, my customizing glue for since like 2014 when I customized a hot rod, no, a Springer into Rodimus, and think the glue did destroy his the landing gear thingy wingy thingies on his legs, and I glued them back. But this is it. I need to find a replacement. And Walgreens doesn't carry this anymore. It's not on its website. It's not in any of the stores. And now I think I know why. So let's go to the main event, which is this pledge for floor care finish with 2 times more shine. A lot of people have been asking about this on Facebook. I bought this at Wallbounds. Wallbounds is now out of business, and I can't find anything in stores. This they did change its name to something else, which I didn't write down, but I'll probably put in the notes. It does have a new name. It still exists, and the bottle isn't transparent anymore. This is what they use to shine the floors, like when you go into Burlington Coat Factory and you look at the floor and it's like so shiny and reflective. That's they use this kind of stuff for that. So this is what you need. I got this from Target. I asked one of the pharmacists where they have the syringes, and she gave me a bunch for free. Not a lot, like 3 or 4, but I use these to administer the floor care polish thingy. As you can see, you're not gonna run out of this for a while because of how little you use it and the quantity that you need to use to tighten joints. So if you find a bottle, you're golden, pony boy. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna tighten his ripper snapper's joints. I want to tighten his turrets too. Uh, some people take the joints off, but I prefer to leave them on, and just like when I apply it, I'll just run it through the gamut so that it gets everywhere. When it does dry, you're gonna have like a film, but your joints are gonna be tight, really tight. Not tight enough to break your toy, but tight enough for posing. All right, so I'm gonna take off the cap. I'm not looking at the camera while I do this. And I'm gonna use the syringe to extract some of the floor finish. That's all I need, at least for now. So I'm gonna pour a little bit here, just a little. Come on, you gotta be careful with the plunger. You don't wanna shoot the whole thing. So it's in there. I'm gonna apply it to his elbow too. If you're watching this at normal speed by now, I would recommend watching it at 2x speed. So I got some of that there. Just move it around so that it applies to every part of the ball. There's a slit here. All right, so that's that for this arm. Orm. It's a dumb name for Aquaman villain, Orm. Right, there we go. Loop de loop. Yeah, it's in there. Exciting. I would talk, but I'm trying to concentrate. I'm not good at multitasking. People aren't supposed to multitask. If anyone tells you, why can't you multitask? Then they're wrong. Wrongo. All right. There you go. So that's it for the arms. I'm going to put some on his knee, on his hips, on his monster hips. All right. And there you go. I'm gonna also try and apply some to his I don't know if it's gonna work because it's not a ball joint, but maybe it'll tighten up the plastic. Of course, after this, I'm gonna have to wash my hands. My hands. And last coup de grace. Let me try the front. Oh, there's some. Looks like it's there is some polish on the front part, but let's just make sure. And that's it. Um, I would recommend leaving him to dry for at least a day. I mean, you have other toys to play with, so this guy taking a break is good. As you can see, he's already tightening. The tightening is upon him. Let me just do these barrows, these cans. It's too much. Just a little bit tissue paper here. And voila. What do you do with the rest? Just put it back where it came from. Not a drop. And then you have to rinse out your needle. I mean your syringe, because if you don't, it's gonna get hard in there, and you won't be able to use it anymore. So, 26 minutes in, we're done with this guy. Uh, Final thoughts. I like customizing. Where does it come from? Where did it begin? I guess as an artist, as someone who likes to create like art, I like doing stuff, modifying stuff, like I guess making things better, or because these toys, they're little works of art. They are. They get designed, they get made, and they get sold. As time and technologies had advanced, they get better. I'm not the kind of person that would say a G1 toy is better than a modern toy, because that was great for its time, and maybe there's some nostalgia attached to it, but in terms of technology, whatever is newer is always better. It's like if someone said, "Yeah, I want uh, one of those Zach Morris cell phones," or I like when when my telephone would ring with a bell in it, or I like my cell phones to be flip phones and not have GPS. It's newer is always better, and with these guys, I guess customizing is trying to make them better, not better or unique. I'm not at the level where I could sell off my customs, and I don't think I would if I did, because each custom is something that someone else doesn't have. It's mine, it's unique, it's something I did, using a base. Let me know if you guys like customizing. Let me know if this has helped. I'm Aries 83. Stay tuned for more Cruz Customs. Even though I showed the whole enchilada of what I do, I'll try to go over it bit by bit, like using my X-Acto knife to make scars, or using my pens to color in metallic stuff, or using like those colored Gundam markers, or the Walgreens Papermate water markers to color stuff. I'm Aries WD. I'll see you guys on flip side. 30 minutes in. Bye.